Minister of Culture Stephen Lashley believes a regional workshop on Calypso should be staged to allow Calypsonians an opportunity to have in-depth talk on the art form. He expressed this view during a courtesy call with Trinidad and Tobago's Minister of the Arts and Multiculturalism, Winston Peters. He noted that both countries enjoyed working together and said he was looking forward to deepening that collaboration. Mr. Peters said culture and sports united the region and suggested the time was ripe to harness those areas in a meaningful way to bridge whatever gap that exists. The Trinidadian minister was here with a contingent to promote the Decades of Dance Festival, which will be held next week in Trinidad. Officials at the Caribbean Tourism Organization today welcomed a decision by Britain's Finance Minister George Osborne to cut the air passenger duty on long-haul flights departing from Northern Ireland. The tax on the trips to the Caribbean will remain untouched at more than 6 times the lowest rate. The decision will bring the tax from the tiny British province in line with a similar rate of tax in England. That's £12 per passenger in economy and £24 for business and first-class passengers for short-haul trips covering up to 2,000 miles. The tax is expected to benefit travellers from the British province to the Republic of Ireland and most European holiday destinations. But CTO Chairman Ricky Scarrett said in a statement that the Caribbean viewed the adjustment as a sign that the British government was paying attention to concerns raised during a recent consultation on that excise tax. Suriname and the United States have signed an agreement aimed at improving Suriname's capability to deal with drug trafficking and related security challenges. Minister of Justice and Police Martin Misijdan and the U.S. Ambassador to Suriname, John Ney, initialed that agreement on narcotics control and law, which will release $95,000 to Paramaribo for local anti-drug activities. The money will be used to fight the illegal drug trade, transnational crime, increase security, and improve law enforcement in Suriname. We begin business tonight with news just into us. Barbados has lost a well-known businessman and sporting stalwart. Amory Phillips, 76 years, died earlier today after a prolonged illness. A former senator, he recently retired as managing director of Barbados Lumber Company. He was also a former chairman of the Barbados National Bank and a former president of the Barbados Turf Club. He leaves to mourn his ex-wife, Colleen Phillips, his 2 sons, Franz and Imran, and his daughter, Shelley Kay. The International Monetary Fund is warning in its latest economic outlook for the region that the crisis abroad and high public debt at home will continue to slow down the region's recovery. This comes amid fears of a double-dip recession in the Caribbean's key tourism and trade markets, Europe and the United States.
Regional economic outlook for the Western Hemisphere, the International Monetary Fund says some countries in the region are more vulnerable than others. The IMF says growth overall has so far held up reasonably well, stating that the latest baseline projection is for a modestly lower growth outlook for Latin America and the Caribbean. Now that growth is projected at 4.5% in 2011 and 4% next year. That's down by a 0.1 percentage point for the forecast published in June. But for Caribbean countries which have started recovering from a long and protracted recession, the IMF said that the outlook continues to be constrained by high debt levels and weak tourism flows from advanced economies. The director of the IMF's Western Hemisphere Department, Nicolas Iguzwer, urged Caribbean countries to focus on bringing down high debt levels as well as addressing financial sector vulnerabilities. The report said that appropriate policies can play an important role in mitigating the economic impact of commodity shocks, adding that countries with strong policies along with sound external and fiscal positions, particularly during the boom phase of the commodity price cycles, will fare much better. Lisa Lord for the Business Report.
Well, regardless of how tough the economic times get, women like to ensure that they always look their best. And a new makeup store at Sheraton Centre has just opened to cater to their needs. Exotica Makeup is the executive distributor for the NYX line of makeup in Barbados. Special events coordinator Akisha Debro says the line, which is sold in 40 countries around the world, will offer customers a wide range of products.
There are lots of colors for all pigmentations, all skin tones, all skin colors. So the line is vast. We carry from lip gloss, lipstick, eyeshadows, blush, We also have the brushes in store. We also have the foundations, the powders, and we also carry the NYX, nail polish, and so forth.
Now here's a summary of today's trading on some of the region's stock exchanges.